In chapter 957, brand new revealed that Roger's 5.6 billion berry bounty is the highest in One Piece pirate history. Despite Roger being executed 24 years ago, no pirate, not even Whitebeard, Rayleigh, or Kaido has managed to surpass it. But as we approach the final saga, that will surely change because events happening now won't just involve the search for the One Piece, but also Imu and the entire world government. Luffy is already one of the most wanted men in this world, sitting at 3 billion berries after defeating Kaido. But this is just the beginning. By the end of the story, Luffy is destined to surpass Gol D Roger's status, reach Laugh Tale, uncover the true history, and defeat Imu. And let's not forget, Luffy is the only pirate who inherited Joy Boy's will. Roger's bounty wasn't just about strength, it was about the threat he posed to the world government. He was the only one who ever found the One Piece, and Luffy is walking the same path. But unlike Roger, Luffy won't just find the treasure, he'll destroy the current world order in the process. Even when comparing strength and abilities, Luffy has something that Roger did not. The Sun God Devil Fruit, which the world government has been chasing for over 800 years. Also, from what we know, Luffy already has more crime scenes than Roger. He punched a celestial dragon, survived 2 buster calls, escaped from Impel Down, and let other dangerous criminals escape, as well as fought all 5 elders. I'm not even mentioning that his adventures directly destabilized multiple kingdoms, including Alabasta, Dressrosa, Wano, and more. Oda has repeatedly set up Luffy to be the biggest game changer in history. Now he's even awakened the true power of Nika, the warrior who once freed slaves and struck fear in Imu. The question is not if Luffy surpasses Roger's bounty, the real question is, how high will it go? The most common prediction is 6 to 7 billion berries, but we know that Oda does everything for a reason. He always uses symbolic inspiration for every major decision, so I'm sure he won't choose a random number for Luffy's final bounty. For example, Gol D Roger's bounty is 5,564,800,000 berries. The numbers 648 can be read as Roshia, which kinda sounds like Roger. Similarly, Big Mom's bounty of 4,388,000,000 berries follows this pattern, as the numbers 88 can be read as Ha-Ha, meaning mother. Kaido's bounty of 4,611,100,000 berries has the same logic, with the number 110 being read as Hyakuju, which directly translates to his title, Kaido of the Beasts. The same applies to Whitebeard's bounty of 5,046,000,000 berries, where the numbers 46 can be read as Shiro, meaning white in Japanese. Since all these characters already had their final bounties, I'm sure Luffy's final bounty will follow this pattern and will be 5,656,000,000 berries. 56 can be read as Gomu, meaning rubber. Oda explained in SBS Volume 40 that Luffy's lucky number is 56. During Luffy's flashbacks, we saw him wearing a t-shirt with 56 written on it. Later, his participant number at the Kurita Coliseum was 0556. Due to all these reasons, Luffy might deserve a higher bounty, but I still believe his final bounty will just slightly surpass Roger's record. Blackbeard is the most dangerous pirate in the world, and he's only getting stronger. He's the only person in history to steal a devil fruit, and he's already wielding 2 of the strongest powers in One Piece, the Dark Fruit and the Quake Fruit. But despite everything he has already achieved, it's still the beginning. His bounty right now is 3.996 billion, which is already higher than Luffy's. An interesting fact is that 2 years ago, while Luffy's bounty was 100 million berries, Blackbeard didn't even have a bounty. Getting a 4 billion berry increase in just 2 years is insane. We have to remember that every villain in One Piece has a bounty ceiling based on what they accomplish. Kaido and Big Mom maxed out at around 4.6 billion, but Blackbeard's different. He's positioned to become Luffy's final private rival, meaning his bounty needs to reflect his unmatched level of chaos and destruction. Also, Luffy has never fought an opponent who had a bounty lower than him. Blackbeard accomplished a lot of things even after receiving his 4 billion berry bounty. He kidnapped Pudding, stole important information from Egghead, sent Lafette on a secret mission, and captured marine hero Garp. His other subordinate, Katarina Devon, may have already turned into one of the Gorosei. He also has access to a lot of information about the world's darkest secrets. He likely knows all the details about the world government from Kuzan, and the location of 2 ancient weapons from Caribou, at least one of them being Shirahoshi. At Egghead, we found out that his goal is not just finding the One Piece, he wants to rule the world. His next move will shake the world. He might kill Shanks or eat a third devil fruit. He could even take over Laugh-Tale before Luffy. Anything's possible, so I believe Blackbeard will receive an unbelievable bounty of 9,618,000,000 berries, and I'll explain why. First of all, his current bounty does not follow the bounty Easter egg pattern, so it will increase for sure. The numbers 9618 can be read as Kurohige, meaning Blackbeard. There are still a lot of mysteries about Imu, but in the pirate world, Blackbeard is the most dangerous criminal the world has ever seen. In the end, he will be far worse than Roxy Zebek, and a villain like him deserves to have the highest bounty of all time. Before I continue naming other options, I will tell you who won't get a higher bounty. These characters could easily surpass Roger due to their strength and influence, but as I mentioned, their bounties already fit the Goro Owaze theme, so I'm sure their bounties will remain the same until the end. Shanks. His bounty of 4,048,900,000 can be read as Shio Shihaku, which sounds like Shanks. All the theories about Shanks dying at the end might be true. He's after Blackbeard, the biggest pirate villain in One Piece, so it wouldn't be surprising if we actually witness his tragic death. Another option is Mihawk. The numbers in his bounty, 3, 5, and 9, sound like Mi-Goku, which can be interpreted as Mihawk. As of now, Mihawk does not have a death flag, but like Shanks, I'm sure his bounty won't increase again. Maybe it's because he prefers a laid-back lifestyle and will simply join the final war against Imu. On the other hand, another candidate for surpassing Roger's bounty is Mihawk's so-called captain, Buggy. At first glance, the idea of Buggy having a bounty higher than Gol D Roger seems ridiculous. He's a fraud, a coward, and he has no real power compared to the legends of the past. But if we look at how his bounty has skyrocketed due to sheer luck and misunderstandings, it's not entirely impossible. In fact, there are several reasons why Buggy could end up with a bounty that surpasses Roger's. One of the biggest reasons Buggy is considered a serious threat is the Cross Guild's system of putting bounties on Marines. This has flipped the balance of power in the One Piece world. For centuries, only pirates had bounties on their heads while Marines remained untouchable. Now, with powerful mercenaries and bounty hunters going after high-ranking officers, the world government has been forced into an uncomfortable position. If the world government sees Buggy as the leader of this operation, which they already do, they might issue an unbelievably high bounty to stop him once and for all. They cannot allow Marines to become targets of the bounty system, and the easiest way to send a message would be to place a bounty on Buggy that surpasses even Roger's. Buggy is not just any pirate, he's now a Yonko. The world government declared him one after mistaking him as the leader of the Cross Guild. As ridiculous as this may seem, the title alone justifies an extreme bounty. More importantly, Buggy's so-called subordinates, Dracule, Mihawk, and Crocodile, are some of the most dangerous individuals in the world. Mihawk, the strongest swordsman alive, and Crocodile, a former warlord with immense ambition, both technically work under Buggy's banner. From the world government's perspective, this makes Buggy look like a terrifying emperor capable of uniting legendary pirates under his rule. Oda has repeatedly shown that Buggy's greatest power is his luck. He managed to escape death countless times, often gaining more influence by accident. He was mistaken for one of the strongest Gol D Roger's crewmates due to his past on Roger's ship. He escaped Impel Down and became a hero to prisoners around the world. He was broadcast worldwide during Marineford, making people believe he was more powerful than he actually was. Buggy was declared a warlord even though he did almost nothing to deserve it, and his face was printed on the Cross Guild poster, making the government think he was its leader. Imagine if people mistakenly believe Buggy is leading the war against the Celestial Dragons in the final saga, or if he somehow defeats an admiral or another strong opponent. If Oda wants to go all out with Buggy's joke status, a bounty surpassing Roger's would be the perfect way to do it. Buggy himself would be terrified of his own bounty. This would be absolutely hilarious and 100% something Oda would do. In conclusion, Luffy is guaranteed to surpass Roger, and I also believe that Blackbeard will become the most dangerous pirate in history, potentially reaching 9.6 billion berries before his final battle. No one can predict Buggy's future, but as a joke, he might surpass Roger's bounty accidentally. That's it for today. If you want to know more about the bounties of the Revolutionary Army members, you can watch this video right here. Thanks for watching. Bye.